Morning, America. How are you? Don't you know me? My name is Rail Sidebottom. Now that is my real name, Rail Sidebottom. And if you've ever been wondering about how you get into stand-up comedy, name your child Rail Sidebottom, because that's how it works. I am hiking the trail, though, with my wife, Elizabeth, this year. We are hiking the Appalachian Trail. We are through hikers. And in addition to our real names, we have trail names. And our trail names are names that are given to you theoretically by someone else because of some kind of thing you did. And of course, my trail name is no joke. I'm always telling jokes on the trail. And my wife is Reset because she's doing a reset on her life right now. We're moving into our 50s and we're changing it up. However, I must say, young people seem to get trail names like they're in a Top Gun movie. I met some kids on the trail the other day. They're like, hey, how's it going? I'm Globetrotter, this is Vegas, and that's Thunderbolt. I was like, that's cool. Allow me to introduce my crew. This is Type 2, Broken Bones, and Gandalf. So that's where we're coming from. But those are our trail names. Everybody gets a trail name. And it's important to let people know back home, if they don't know anything about the trail name system, what's going on with trail names. Because if you don't tell anybody what's going on, there's a disconnect. It sounds weird to them. I was talking to my mom on the phone the other day, and she said, how's the trail going, son? And I said, well, it's great. I met Sergeant Pepper today, and he gave me some free cookies. She's like, Sergeant Pepper? And I said, yeah, and later on in the day, I talked to Coyote and Raven, and they told me about a great water source. She's like, are you on mushrooms? What's happening out on the trail? Because it sounds like you're high all the time. I'm like, no, Coyote and Raven. Coyote and Raven, I've met them, they're great. They're great people. They're a lot of fun. But it is really great to be here in Vermont. I'm really happy to be here. We came out from Montana, and we started down in New Jersey. We've gone through New York, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and we're now here. Vermont is interesting. It is, what is Vermont? Vermont is similar to Northern California. And when
if I could call it anything.
Yes, and Northern California, like Humboldt County, like dope country, Northern California, not the Bay Area, like up by the Oregon border. I'll give you an example. I was walking on the trail here in Vermont a couple days ago, in the middle of nowhere, not near a road, not near a Forest Service road, just BFE. And all of a sudden, around a corner comes a girl in a denim dress with no shoes on. I'm like, oh my God, you scared me. She's like, are you lost? Can I help you? I'm like, no, you almost gave me a heart attack. Are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. And then just walked off into the forest, not on the trail. That's Vermont. Wild people. You got wild people in Vermont, and I love it. You got some weirdos. You got some normal people. It's good to have a mix. It's really nice. Total fairy in the woods. I love it. But yes, we are from Montana, and Montana's a little bit different than everywhere else, as you know. And
Yes.
give you an example, a couple examples in Montana. Montana is the only place, I think, in the country where if you wore a mask during COVID, you couldn't go into certain stores. They were like, no. South Carolina too? Yeah, well. What's another one? Also in Montana, I found a novelty drink I have found nowhere else in the country, an energy drink that's gun flavored. Gross, right? Yeah.
No, I don't know it.
Yeah.
Did you taste it?
Yeah, it tastes like metal. It's fucking stupid. And people bought it. It sells itself. It says it right on the can. Tired of the feds telling you what to do? Put a barrel in your mouth. Montana's a fun place, huh? All right. I do want to tell you about an incident I had a while ago back in Missoula. It was summertime, and I'm coming home from work. We live in downtown, nice little neighborhood. And as I'm coming home, I hear a keg party, right? You know it's a keg party. It's just loud. There's a band playing. It's ska, so they're probably young, you know. It's just a loud party. And as I come down the block to my house, I'm riding a bike. I ride a bike to work. I see cars parked everywhere. I see kids coming and going. It's packed. It's a big old keg party going off. I've gotten off work. It's been a late day. It's 11 o'clock. I go in the house. I see my daughter's asleep, which I'm glad that she's not at the keg party because she's 15 at this point. And I go down the street, and I know the house. It's a rental, and a bunch of kids live there. And I go in. Here's the problem when a guy that looks like me walks into a college keg party. it looks like Dad's home. And everybody kind of stops. The music didn't stop, but everyone's kind of like, are we in trouble? Is there something going on? Is this someone's drug dealer? Like, I don't know what's going on. So I walked in, I was like, everything's fine. The guy's like, can I help you? I'm like, no, I'm just looking for the keg. So I go to the keg, I find the keg in the kitchen, and I'm standing there, a 50-year-old guy with a bunch of 22-year-olds at the keg. And I was like, hey, great, the keg. And they're like, hey, do you want us to show you how to use this? I'm like, do you want to show me how to use a keg? Are you fucking serious right now? I'll show you guys how to use a keg. How to fucking do a keg. I was doing keg stands before you guys were even a bad idea. It was a lot of fun. And of course, inevitably, cops show up. Here's the great thing about being at a college keg party when you're 50 years old. Everyone's like, oh, cops are here, people are leaving, the guys are going out the back, people are going out the front, everyone's like, it's really over, the band stopped, they're packing up. And then a cop comes into the kitchen, again, could be my son. And he says, is this your house, sir? I said, no, this isn't my house. He said, get the fuck out of here. What are you guys doing here? So I got the red Solo cup, and I know, as loud as it was, I might have called the cops, but I didn't. But I know who did. I know what neighbor it is. And sure enough, when I walk out of the house, I walk to the corner and I see my one neighbor standing out on his porch like this, watching everyone leave. I know it's him. So I take my half-drank cup of beer, and I walk past him. I'm like, hey, what's up, John? Good to see you. Have a good night. And I throw my beer cup on his lawn. It's a good neighborhood. It's a great community. We all love each other. It's a fun place. I have a couple Grateful Dead jokes. I know the Grateful Dead's still popular here in Vermont. So I got a couple for you. Just real simple jokes. How many dead heads does it take to screw in a light bulb? The answer is 100. 1 to screw it in, 99 to follow it around till it burns out. Or, conversely, how many dead heads does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. Deadheads don't screw in light bulbs, they screw in dirty sleeping bags. I do love to dance. I have been to my share of Grateful Dead concerts, and there's nothing more fun than watching white people try and dance.
Show us your dance.
As we all know, I don't have the music cue. I can't do it right now. But I will say it's a great sociological experiment. Even if you don't like to dance, go to a reggae festival and watch white people try and get into reggae. It's a blast. I'm having a blast on the AT. My name's Rail Side Bottom. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. Appreciate it.
Rail side bottom.
Side bottom.
Rail side bottom.
Side bottom. You want to see my ID?
No, hold
I haven't even told you my middle name yet.
Is your trail name Rail Side Bottom?
No, that's my real name. My trail name is No Joke.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
Get out of there.
I'm going to show her my ID. It's going to blow her mind. Watch this. You're up.